Hey y'all, this is a kind of like a response video to Scrapping with Grandpa's strange, scrapping strange motor video. I have a way I do it. Figure I'd show people just in case maybe it's a little one of those tools you want to add to your arsenal to help you out. It's not perfect. My video quality is gonna suck. I don't know how to speak to a camera. I'm trying this eBay thing, but this will be pretty much my first long form content video. Please excuse the noise in the background. I don't know how to cut that out. Living right up against the highway, it's gonna be a little noisy. Once I get into it, I'll speed up the video. Just so it's not so repetitive and it can get over with quick. But yeah, hope this helps somebody out, and just another way. I mean, as you can see, I don't have a fancy workbench. I mean, that right there is the workbench I'm working with. So I got 2 center blocks in the tote, and I got literally tools that I've collected off the side of the road or storage units, because my tools are buried in the back of a storage unit right now. So hopefully this will help someone out, and I'll be back with you here shortly. While I'm thinking about it, because I forgot to mention, so once you get to the point, where you got your lines cut, I always do this, the side that looks like this, I cut that side, and then the ones that have these wires around there, that's the one I leave to pull out. I apologize if this stuff isn't focusing right. I don't know the settings. I don't know none of that. I'm learning as I go. But once you get these cut, I usually don't have a problem unless there's, one where I kind of got like maybe off-centered some or whatever, and it might get caught up. Also, I have stopped, like these, you can tell I've done with the grinder. I've kind of quit doing that. This is probably going to be a bad one to use for an example. I quit doing that a lot because the plastic kind of melts and it almost kind of welds itself to the thing, so it's a little bit harder to pull out. But I'm going to take a break. If you guys hear a fan in the background, we're under like extreme heat advisory. I'm in Florida, sitting out under a tarp trying to make this video. But right now I gotta try to figure something up to set up so I can show you guys, because I don't have a tripod or any of that funky stuff, and this is like a two-handed thing. So I'll be back with you here shortly. Alright, so the first thing I do, like I said, is you cut your one sides, and then the sides that had the wires that you can like see that are running from each coil or whatever. That's the side I'm gonna cut this plastic off of. And I don't do it with the right tools, I'm sure. Like I said, these are tools literally I got out of a storage unit, auction type thing, that I don't really care about them. I'll be using a chisel just for wood. I used it a couple times. Then just like a basic hammer, and then we'll have a screwdriver. Now, if any of those that I had cut down the middle on the one side, or say weren't exactly lined up in the middle, they'll still get a little kind of caught up. But we're going to remove pretty much this plastic ring around here first, and then we'll go from there. And these will be a little tight to pry off at first because of those wires that run along the sides and all that. But then it gets easier as you go around. This should be a lot easier for somebody that's got bench top and vise and stuff like that, just given the situation I'm in currently, you know. I don't have access to that. Like I said, I grabbed that little winch plate, I guess is what you would call it, for a resitch, just to have a flat top surface. I actually ordered a vise to put on one side of it type thing to give me pretty much all I want it for is to be able to pry, especially like on the other style ones when you get to it, like where you need to like pry to one side or whatever. So that's why I bought, you know, or am buying it. You know, where we live, there ain't no room for all that for a bench and stuff like that. We're working on getting on out of here somewhere else where we can you know, spread out and have a little bit more room to do stuff. But now that plastic's removed, it's kind of I guess where I'm changing things up from scrapping my grandpa. It's like he, you know, what I did with the ring, that he was doing spreading those wires that you've already cut, and then now would be the point where he's pushing those wires, starting to push those wires through, and I just go from where we just cut and get up. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Get up in the middle of one of those coils there. I just start working my way around doing that. That's it, and you'll kind of know it too if you, on one of those, if it didn't cut all the way through, you can almost feel it, the tightness as you're just putting the screwdriver through a little bit type thing. But I do a couple of them and then I come back, pop them out. That's it. Sorry, I'm not really sure what to talk about while I'm doing this. I do this get in the zone type thing. Now, so here's one like I was talking about. And it's not that I didn't get cut through. Let's see how this works. I don't know if you can see it, but these wires right in here are stuck up on that plastic, like, you know, like the plastic's melted to them type thing. So you can either mess with them or just, I usually move on to something else, or just pry a little bit harder and come back to them last couple at the very end type thing. And you know, if you're doing like last little cleanup to get each little individual wire type thing. Just wonder what y'all's temperatures like. I know we've had these crazy heat waves here lately. I'm down in the west coast of Florida, about halfway down on the west coast, right towards the beach and all that. And boy, is it warm. Now that one, so that one ain't wanting to play nice, so I'm gonna move on for now. So I get out of my zone and start talking, and then it decides to throw me a loop, and I don't know. I ain't YouTube versed enough to come back, you know, with what I spit the idea right off the top of the head type thing. But let's see if we can get it to loosen up a little. Yeah, just that plastic or Mylar or whatever it is has welded itself to it, or melted itself to it. Now I'll just kind of go around, you know, you'll have the odd wire that just is still stuck because it was kind of melted from that plastic. If you used a cutoff wheel or something like that. I've been using just a chisel now. That's why it's got that beautiful used look to it. But yep, that one's finished off, and off to the however many more, and then I got like 60 something of the other style motors I got to try to get done today. But yeah, hopefully this maybe will help someone. I know different styles help different people, you know. I've tried a lot of stuff in comments, this and that. This is my first time making videos. I used to make them back in the day related to scrapping, but it wasn't on YouTube. It was back when, for any of the people who've been around a while, when Mike the Scrapper had his channel, and then he started like his own, like it was like Facebook group or something like that. I used to do little goofy videos type thing, so it would have been more of a scrap it all style, like scrapping the top of a pencil or the brass out of a ballpoint pen, or just little silly things, you know. But my fear has always been the camera, but I've always wanted to do always wanted to do YouTube channel just for, you know, just to add you know, eventually add a little type of income if, you know, if it ever gets there. It's just when my brain brain works is it focuses on right then and there type thing, and I usually forget to roll the footage and all that. Like, I thought about it the other day after I went through getting the motors out of 60 something squirrel cages and literally tearing all of them down to the point where all that I have left now is to retrieve the copper out of them. And you know, I just didn't think to actually use you know, set up a camera or something like that. And that's probably because I don't have anything for that. So if if any of you fellow scrappers or I don't know what you call them, dumpster divers, any of them type of people like that see this, if you got any suggestions. I mean, I'm just using my phone, so I haven't invested in a camera yet because honestly I'm a cheap ass, and I'm afraid to invest in the camera if I don't think I'm gonna end up actually using it type thing. So I'm gonna stick with the phone for a little bit. I'm gonna keep my ugly mug off the camera just to not scare anybody that, you know, may have kids that watch your videos with them. I don't want to freak anybody out, you know. Just a Florida boy sweating to death in this weather. Oh, and I'm supposed to give a shout out to my best friend, one of my best friends and roommate that they came up with this fancy contraption that we're using. I'm gonna try to add a picture in. So I know nothing about video editing. I've done it literally twice. Excuse me. For eBay. So I sell on eBay, Facebook Marketplace. And so he came up with this idea, and I'm gonna, like I said, hopefully be able to toss a picture in to show our redneck ingenuity. Oh, here you can see the chickens here in the background. We got 4 little baby chicks. They're not ours. This is what we call stray chickens. They have left their home, and they like it over here better than where they, I guess, used to live. We feed some stray cats that one of the tenants in the front unit decided to leave behind when he moved out. So now we got our little funny farm with a couple chickens, some baby chicks, and 3 cats, and then whatever else wanders over. A lot of times we got a peacock, some turkeys, guinea hens. I mean, you name it, it's wild. We get all kinds of stuff over this way. It just kind of wanders into the yard. But I'm gonna cut it here, and I'll try to show a little bit of I guess what I got. I guess my hoard. Not really sure what to call it type thing. Nothing fancy. Like I said, everything I do it is try to do it as cheap as possible. And the reason I am doing it that way is because I've done this. Like, I've scrapped for, oh geez, I don't even think I want to admit to it, but what would it be? Almost 30 years now. I've done scrapping on one level or another, and I've got the stuff. It's just buried in storage, and I don't have the time to completely empty the storage unit to get in there because of the way it was packed in from a quick move from across state type thing. And yeah, that train in the background is Tropicana. So anybody that drinks Tropicana orange juice, we're lucky enough to have that as our neighbor. Get to hear that all night. It's wonderful. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to, really don't want to invest in too much more stuff to do something that is essentially for trying to make you some extra money. I don't want to be dumping all that extra money into tools that I already have, or a tool that I have that would work just as well. So I'm just kind of working with what I got. Used totes that come off the side of the road type thing that are busted up and everything else. Just whatever I can do to get the stuff in there. But I'm gonna cut off for a second, and I'll show a few things. So yeah, like I was saying, where we stay right now is just a little tiny. Like, it's actually an old garage that's converted into a place. So I don't have a lot of room to work here. I do have a halfway decent slumlord, we'll call it. And that's only because we pay our rent. So he doesn't really mess with us too much. Under blue tarp, I got a gas-powered golf cart I gotta mess with, lawnmower. Now, we don't go out scrapping or hauling, picking up, whatever. Like, we don't do the roadside. I used to. That's that green truck there. That's good old faithful. It's not her fault that GM matched her with a horrible transmission. But that truck has hauled hundreds of thousands of pounds of steel in its time, and the transmission finally gave up, and I'm debating if I want to waste my time messing with it, since we kind of want to move out of state anyways. So it's just kind of sitting, because it is a little sentimental for me, you know. Yeah, I've had her for so long, and she's done me right. But and that's like I was saying, it's like this right here. We are literally right on US 301 is literally our neighbor, and then I was saying, like, Tropicana's just on the other side of them trees, right over there. But it's kind of giving y'all just like a little view, like I said, first long form kind of content for me. I am trying to, like, get my subs up and my watch time up, so if anybody has made it this far, I greatly appreciate it. I'm not going to ask you to, you know, to subscribe, or please sit through hearing me ramble. This is kind of helping me out a little bit, because I have real bad anxiety, so this is also kind of getting me back out a little bit at a time type thing. That's Mr. Know-It-All right there that wanted his 5 seconds of fame. He's saying he's going to charge me, though, because he doesn't like paparazzi. So, but yeah, I'm literally sitting under this little tossed up tarp, just to stay out of this sun, because I do not tan. So the tools that I'm working with literally came out of a unit we got that was full of higher end type bicycles, and that's all the aluminum rims there, and forks, a bunch of frames over here that we've got to take in. But yeah, that's the tools I'm using, old rusty tools and stuff that we found while we were in there, along with, you know, all kinds of great drug paraphernalia, like most storage units. But I mean, that'll show you the like I said, the motors. There's the caps or the ends. That's still what I got left. There's Mama and a couple of the little baby chickens right there. They're, I think, a little over a week old now. They're finally not in hiding so much. But yeah, I mean, we got our little collection going, and then we'll take it in once we got enough to fill the back up of his Tacoma or whatever, and see what all it pays. Hopefully at least pay a week or two of rent, you know. But yeah, that's about all I got. Like I said, a garbage umbrella that is literally propped in there that way because when we're out here in the evening, the sun's going down. So the beach is, the Gulf of Mexico is just a few miles that way, and so that's there to block the sun from coming up underneath the tarp. I do have a carport that's supposed to be here Thursday, but it'll be a little while after that when I get to it, because it's supposed to rain, I think, almost all next week from this this development that's forming and is getting ready to pass over top of us. But like I said, anybody that's made it this far, I greatly appreciate it. If you would like to subscribe, I'm gonna be trying to do more scrapping content. I'm also gonna be doing content on reselling. I've been a seller on eBay for, gosh, now almost 13 years. It actually started from scrap. Like, I started scrapping, and then I started wondering, well, there's a middleman. And at that time, I was real big into e-scrap, and I started cutting out the middleman, and still continue to do that to this day on the e-scrap portion of it. I know a lot of people use board sorting or that, but I haven't sent anything into them yet because I tend to get about twice as much plus shipping on eBay. So I want to send something in one day just to see how it works and experience it. And when I go to do that, I'll probably make a video. I was actually thinking about sending in the what do they call it? There's one down there, silver plated brass or whatever. So I've got I probably got like 40-50 pounds of that in the house. So I don't know if it's even worth doing. If anybody might know on that. Yeah, like I said, I'm a rambler because I don't get out much because of my agoraphobia. But if you made it this far, thank you very much. If you would like to hit the like button or the subscribe button, it would be great. I'd greatly appreciate it. It would help me a lot as I'm trying to get my view counts up and my subscribers up and stuff like that, so I can, maybe make a couple dollars here and there. And the point of that is any of that money is going to go towards helping us move, because last year we lost almost everything to the hurricane. And that's our goal, is to move somewhere else just because of pricing. Right now, this part of Florida is still crazy, and all of Florida is still crazy, but we want to be able to move somewhere where we can get either a property big enough or a building big enough that we're able to help others when they're in need, from a crisis in life to a natural disaster to something like that. So once again, I know this isn't a great quality video. I know I don't know what I'm talking about, and I apologize for that, but God bless you all, and have a great rest of your weekend, and stay hydrated, because it sure is hot out.